like to get together with you today and talk about children's books and reading. I know there's so much out there about that, but let me tell you what's in my heart. Sometimes when I'm in the bookstore, or I'm at a place like Costco or Target, or any place where they sell children's books, I see parents poring over the books, really trying to decide what would be a good book for their children. So I'm always standing around saying, oh, well, there are certain things that you want to look for when you buy a book for your child. So today I thought I would take just a little bit of time and talk about some reading tips from Obama Mamas. So let's get started. Let's say your child is between the ages of 18 months and 2 years old. This is a time when you're really reading a lot aloud. Of course you're reading aloud when your child is first born, right? And then as they get older, you're reading even more. Do you know why? Do you know why that's so important? As a speech-language pathologist, I'm always looking for ways to talk to parents about why reading aloud is so important. One of the things that is primary in my mind is how important it is to lay down the foundations of language. And even though we talk to our children all the time, don't we? All the time, telling them what's going on. Oh, I see you're drinking out of your blue cup. You like that blue cup, don't you? Isn't that apple juice good? It's so nice and cold. Take another sip. Oh, can Mommy have a sip? Give a sip to Daddy. Okay, your turn. You take a sip now. That talk along, that talking while your child is doing something, gives the linguistic framework or understanding of what's going on. And the reason that you're doing that is you're putting language in the brain so that as your child begins to talk, they'll have something to pull from. So when you're looking at a book at that age, let me show you what's a good example of what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Let's count. This is a book we all buy for our children right away, right? Because it's usually colorful, and most importantly, it has one image on the page. See that? One image. No matter what the number is, there's just one of them. So if I'm here on page 3 and I say, ooh, tomato, let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Tomato. Aren't they beautiful? You know what color that is? That's red. 3 red tomatoes. I love tomatoes on my sandwiches. And you know what? Tomatoes grow right outside. That is, if you have that garden. So you just want to take whatever's on the page and talk about it as much as possible. And then come back to your stimulus, that which you're trying to really get your child to learn. Tomato. And remember, you're just building vocabulary. So over here are ducks. Now, of course, this says duckling. If your child is older or younger and you want to teach that word, then that would be the word that you would use when you came to this page. Wow, here's a pretty picture. And don't worry about trying to cover one page at a time. As a clinician, I might do that if I have a child that's really highly distractible. But for the average person at home, it's just perfectly fine to have the book turned around so that you can share with them right next to you. Generally, you're going to be like this, and you're going to show them the pictures like that because they want to be close to you. They want to be snuggled up here next to you while they look at the book, because part of reading aloud is that close contact that you have between you and your child. Even when we're in school, we like to have our children sitting around us so that it's an intimate interaction that they're having. These are great pictures because they are so colorful. Let me take you through each one. Here's page number 1. 1. Here's 2. Here's our tomatoes. Here's 4. look at the presents. Aren't they beautiful? I know I'd want to unwrap one. Here are lizards. Look at the beautiful butterflies. And you know, if you were going to do an activity with your child after you looked at this book, this would be a great way to say, well, let's go make some butterflies. And you and your child could then go somewhere and cut these out with paper and color them using the crayon, working on that fine motor skill, those eye-hand coordination. And then you could always come back to your book to reinforce the word butterflies and the experience in the book. Dinosaurs. You probably all have dinosaurs in your houses. So just go to the toy chest and pull one out. These are hats. Now, can you think of a fun way to really learn that vocabulary for hats? Of course. You can pull out all the hats that you have in your house, and you and your child can try them on, look in the mirror, laugh, have fun. Talk about, give me the hat. Can I wear that hat? Let's change hats. You see how much vocabulary you can build and how much language you can stimulate with that? You can just have so much fun. And bugs. Why do children love bugs? But they do. So, in the summer when the bugs are plentiful, go out there bug hunting and they can find them. And you can talk about them and you can catch them. Well, maybe not you, but maybe someone you know. So remember, vocabulary building and language learning for your child is very important. Remember to choose a book that isn't too busy, that just has one image on the page. So that when they're older and you get to a book like this, with all these different images, their eye will be trained to be able to look at each one. So you want to use this book when they're a little older and you're doing the shapes with them. And again, colorful pictures, realistic, better than drawings. These are more like photographs. So this is the first level of introduction. Real object representation, and then the next book can be the drawing. Well, that's enough for one day. We really said a mouthful. So call if you have any questions, and next time we'll read something different. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again as we talk about Obama Mama reading tips for the young child.